We're very, very close as a family, and we're very affected by what each other is doing in their everyday lives or what's going on. And my dad may be the one person in the family that's not so dramatic and emotional, but he's even more become my rock and my life, and even more so my best friend, because the first person I want to call after I have an amazing interview in a locker room, or the first person I want to call when I meet a sports star that I've looked up to is my dad. I don't care about any other friends. It's, hey dad, listen to this.
The closeness is there, the bond is there. We're best friends in our family. I mean, in addition to being father and daughter. I didn't want my family to crumble. I didn't want my daughters to suffer. I didn't want my family to suffer about certain things we've been through. And I certainly didn't want them to crumble over this. And so when the doctor told me that I had prostate cancer, quite honestly, I wasn't educated about prostate cancer, and I didn't know much about it at all, and thought, my God, I have cancer. What is this? How deadly is this? How dangerous is this? You get off the phone, and then you have to process this. That's when the feelings start, the anxiety, the fear. Oh my God, I got to tell my wife I have cancer, and I have to tell my daughters I have cancer.
We all knew the day that my dad was supposed to get the results back. We knew the day that the doctor was going to call. I just remember it was taking them a while to call, and it was just after hours. It was 6 and 7, and I knew that the doctor's office was closed by then. And I just kind of had this feeling that if it was going to be good news, I would have gotten the call right away. I was just like, this isn't good. And then my mom was on the line too. And it took him a while to get into it, and he just stopped. And I was like, my heart and everything, I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, well, and I was like, oh God.
I was shaky, and when I called her, we kind of just talked a little bit, and then there was the pause, and that was me taking a breath, saying, okay, I didn't want my voice to quiver, I didn't want it to shake, I didn't want her to know I was scared. And I just said, came back positive. I have prostate cancer. It was hard, very hard to tell her.
It's not easy to hear that your parents have cancer. So I knew it was hard for me, because I knew that my dad is such a rock, and I know that he worries so much about us and how we deal with things. And I knew his next call was my sister, and she's so sensitive, and I knew she wasn't going to take it well, so I was really worried about her. I was really worried about my dad having to tell her. And then, those first couple of days were really awful, because it was just all we kept doing was crying and thinking of the word cancer. But then once we started to talk to people in our lives, we realized, oh wait, you have it too? You have it too? You have it too? And I was like, every day I would hear 4 or 5 people had it in their lives, and I would call my dad and be like, hey dad, somebody else has it that I know of too.
Good news.
So it was like, it just started to make us feel better that so many people had it. And then it was time to get educated.
After the initial shock, the girls were fabulous. My wife, the girls, they were after information. They wanted to know what we could do. And they were checking to see where I was in the process. What are you doing? Who are you calling? Are you checking with this person? Did you call this doctor? Did you call this family friend and ask? I said, no, I haven't. Well, Dad, get on the phone and call. And I finally did, and gave me great information. They were on me. I appreciated that. I felt the love,
I was very proud of the way my sister and my mom and I handled things, because we're so used to him pushing us. Dad, my stomach hurts. Dad, I have a cold. And my cough won't go away. Go to the doctor. And then it's like with him, he's like, well, you got prostate cancer. It's Dad, did you call so-and-so? Did you call this guy? Well, I'll get to it. Dad, do it, and it would almost get kind of like nasty. You yell at us all the time. If you don't go and do this, I swear. It would just be like threats after. And I was proud, because, we are the girls, we are emotional, we're dramatic, but we also were very, on him. And it was kind of like we assumed his role. And it was kind of special to do that, to wear the pants in the family and be like, you listen to me now, buddy.
They were very
I'm going to take your car away. I'm not going to pay for your college if you don't do that.
Nobody should die from prostate cancer. There's just too much information out there and too many options available. And that hit me. That just drove home to me the point. There is hope, there is information, and nobody should die from this disease. If you are proactive, if you get up off the couch, go to the doctor, discuss with the doctor, have tests, whatever's necessary, you can beat this disease.